Welcome to this edition of Running Back by Committee here on Fantasy Focus, brought to you by the original Hooters. I'm Derek Tate alongside Ryan Levy and Matt Bucks as we break down the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys heading into the 2020 NFL season? And really, Ezekiel Elliott, boys, he got himself a new contract by holding out in Cabo. Now Dak Prescott wants a new contract. Amari Cooper got one. That doesn't matter. We're not talking about contracts. We're talking
just hang out in Cabo.
I mean, you'll get paid, apparently.
Right. Yeah. Extended amounts of time in Cabo.
I mean, Levy, you ever been to Cabo?
Oh, of course I have.
I haven't. Taylor doesn't go West Coast very much. Yeah,
beautiful place.
Yeah. Bucky's been to San Diego. I've been to Berkeley, California. You're living in Oakland right now, man. I tell you, the Oakland Raiders, they moved to Las Vegas this past year. Anyway, we're talking about the Cowboys. So let's focus on Ezekiel Elliott, because last year he finished as the running back 3 in PPR formats in 2019. And really, guys, Zeke has been a top 12 running back in PPR formats his entire NFL career, even the year that he missed 6 games due to a suspension. He's get this, Levy. He's averaged 24 touches per game for every single game that he has played during his NFL career. He's the true definition of a bell cow back. Do you see that being any different? Do you see the loss of Travis Frederick to retirement playing into this? Maybe the contract squabble with Dak Prescott. What are our feelings on Ezekiel Elliott heading into this year?
I mean, I said it last episode when we talked about Saquon. I really don't think it's that crazy to take Zeke ahead of Saquon if you want to look at the team as a whole. I think the Cowboys are still going to be a better football team than the Giants. And last year, they were the 5th-ranked rushing attack in the league, averaging nearly 135 yards per game in comparison to the Giants, who were hovering around 20. I believe they were 19th in the league. So Zeke is one of the few players in the league, one of the few running backs in the league that is pretty much guaranteed to touch the ball 350 times in 2020. So there's zero doubt in my mind he's a top 3 pick. In terms of ADP, you're going to see him go behind Saquon and Christian McCaffrey in most leagues. But if you're a Cowboys homer or you play in a lot of leagues and you have other shares of these guys, I don't think it's crazy to think that Zeke could finish as a 1 or 2 ranked running back this year. That's not crazy.
No, it's not crazy. And you know, I equate it to, there's a lot of folks out there, a lot of map people that love maps, that talk about the prime meridian, the equator, and then you have the 20 touch line, right? Zeke is above the 20 touch line every single game. So therefore, vis-a-vis, concordantly, shout out Will Ferrell, I think that Zeke Elliott is bar none. Anywhere you pick him, I'm fine with it. I don't think he's a 1 pick, but if you were to opt for him over a Saquon Barkley, no problems at all. Look, as much as I at times get frustrated watching Ezekiel Elliott because I don't think he has the lateral quickness of a guy like Saquon or like McCaffrey, the bottom line is he's tough, and he punishes linebackers. He punishes safeties. That's what the guy does. And he does a damn good job of it. He's held up this long in the NFL so far. I have no reason to bump him off number 3 pick.
The only reason why I'm leaning Saquon in PPR formats is strictly because of his pass catching floor. I think we saw Zeke return to form, had 77 receptions, I believe it was, in 2018. Back in the 50s in 2019. And they just drafted CeeDee Lamb, by the way. So this offense is going to be productive. I mean, as long as given that I'm assuming that Jerry Jones figures it out with Dak Prescott, even though Travis Frederick is a loss, I don't think it's a devastating one to the point where they're not going to be able to impose their will by handing the ball to Zeke. He just wears you down, guys. I mean, Buck, he is a different throwback kind of running back. He's not the new modern guy that's going to run a shit ton of angle routes or option routes out of the backfield. He is a downhill physical runner, throwback style. You hand him the ball 20 times and he's going to just lean on opposing defenders. They don't want to hit him by the end of the game. They're making business decisions similar to like that of Derrick Henry. And this offense is still going to be potent, man. I mean, they still got Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. They're probably going to be top 10 I feel like is like a conservative estimate as far as their offensive production.
Yep.
So that just leads to a lot of scoring opportunities, a lot of goal line and goal to go opportunities with one of the most physical, best short yardage backs in the National Football League in Ezekiel Elliott. I would not blink or bat an eyelash or question anybody that takes him at number two overall at the running back spot, just behind Christian McCaffrey, because in particular in standard formats, it's hard you can almost make the argument that you should take Zeke instead of Saquon.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Standard, I'm saying Ezekiel Elliott is the number 2 back.
I dig that. And I really like Blake Jarwin this year too. He's kind of like my sleeper tight end.
Why are we talking about Jarwin?
I'm just saying in total, this offense should be impressive. And I think Zeke is going to continue to produce at a high level. I guess my question is, if you're drafting Zeke at 3 overall or 2 overall, are you investing an 8th round pick in Tony Pollard?
No.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him yet. He finishes the running back 53 last year. I mean, the only thing that they kept Kellen Moore, right? So, but they brought in Mike McCarthy, new head coach. So I don't see them expanding Tony Pollard's role. I mean, he was efficient and productive with his 101 touches last year. It's just Zeke's one of the premier running backs in the National Football League. They're paying him as one of the premier running backs in the National Football League. I don't see him expanding his role. Maybe 125 touches if Zeke stays healthy, tops.
Yeah, I don't believe in handcuffs, so I've been handcuffless for a long time now.
Fine. Tate, let me ask you this then. You're picking at the 3 hole. Saquon's off the board, CMC off the board, obviously. Are you taking Michael Thomas or are you taking Zeke?
I'm still taking Zeke. I mean, that floor that he gives you as far as his touch volume, his production with that touch volume, in what should be a very productive offense. I mean, there's nothing not to like about Zeke. He is a bona fide running back 1 in any fantasy football format.
20 touches a game.
Yeah, I'm in on that as well. I'm going to take a running back over a receiver any time. I mean, I'm going to take Dalvin over him too. I already argued that.
I just feel like Levy wants to talk about quarterbacks and tight ends on running back by committee. I don't get it.
Oh, come on. You guys baited me into it last episode.
This is a no-fly zone.
That's right.
Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. Go ahead and sound off in the comments about Ezekiel Elliott and where you have him ranked heading into the 2020 NFL season. Do you see Tony Pollard's role expanding as he finishes the running back 53 last year in PPR formats? Also sound off about him in the comments as we break down every single backfield here on the Running Back by Committee series on Fantasy Focus, brought to you by the Original Hooters. If you haven't yet done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to support the channel. Until next time, later, says the Tate.
Good night, Tate.
See ya. I'm really curious to see